So I've been here in this office since 1969. I'm 80 years old, just turned 80 last month. This gives me an idea of our preparation, or our ability to meet today's demands.
I think the world of him. He comes to work before 8 o'clock every day, and he leaves after 5 o'clock every day.
He's catching things that many of us could only hope to catch. He's very good at his job. You can hand the man a 400-page report, and in 2 minutes he calls you back to ask about a number on page 301 that may or may not tie to a number on page 403.
Okay, do you have a total of what you got there today?
Everybody in the office has that same respect for him as far as his integrity.
So that was last quarter. Everyone paid except...
All paid so far?
Except Hilliard.
Okay.
Hilliard. Eric. Hilliard has not paid yet.
Well, I grew up in the bottoms here in Franklinton, so I'm usually either at one of the 3 restaurants there on West Broad Street, Tommy's Diner, probably more often than others.
One thing you might not know about Hugh, he comes here quite often for lunch. In fact, almost every, it's almost a day that's unusual when you don't see him for lunch.
He's honest. Great guy, great guy. He told me a long time ago, if somebody want to buy his lunch, I'm not allowed to take the money. He say, even if God want to pay for his lunch, I'm not allowed to take the money. You can ask for anything better for a politician. We wish you have more like him.
He's a very honorable man. I've enjoyed working with him. I consider him a father figure.
He's like a father figure to me.
A second father.
Mr. Dorrian is a rock star, and one of the things I appreciate about him is my daughter's 8th grade class did a tour of downtown this spring, and he took the time out of his schedule to give them a civics lesson. And I don't think they'll appreciate the lesson they got until they're a little bit older.
Let me see if Bob's back here.
I think the way I used to describe Mr. Dorrian is really all-encompassing. He wears a belt and a pair of suspenders. That, to me, is Mr. Dorrian in a nutshell. Overly cautious of the city's finances.
My dad worked to raise a large family, 8 kids, and number 7 out of 8. But I got the work ethic from my dad, and I've always believed and always taught my own kids you got to put in an honest day's work to expect to gain your monetary rewards.
He keeps up on everything. He studies every day. He still likes to learn at his age.
Yeah, from time to time over the years, folks have said, "Why don't you run for this? Why don't you run for that?" I'm not. Quite frankly, I don't consider myself a politician in the sense of trying to run for elections. Running for election is not my favorite part of this job. My favorite part is doing the work, meeting the people, and trying to serve the public. I think it's a true position of trust. I don't have any plans. I'm not going to run for president. God knows we've got enough people running for president. I take a year at a time. I don't know what the next will be, but we'll keep our thoughts open.